Gender confusion and gender delusion are deep psychological disorders. No caring profession or loving parent would ever support the chemical poisoning or surgical mutilation of a child's genitalia. Transgender ideology is anti-gay. It is anti-woman, and it is anti-human. It wants to take away women's sports, women's rights, women's achievements. It is misogyny writ large.
That's just a clip there. That is fifth grade biology teacher Ray Shelton, who is gay. He claims he was placed on leave from his elementary school in California after complaining that his school promotes transgenderism. It happened at the school board meeting you just saw.
Now, being a biology teacher, Ray says that he believes that it's dangerous to teach children about something that's simply not rooted in science, in his words. Now, apparently the school district just doesn't agree. Ray Shelton joins us live now along with his attorney, David Pivtorak. Ray, can you tell us your side of the story? Tell us why your school put you on leave.
Well, some parents asked me to speak about their concerns in regard to Glendale's implementation of a transgender ideology curriculum, specifically in the elementary level. And so I went to the board to just express some basic scientific facts in regard to the transgender issue. The next day, when I went to work to be with my students, I was met by my administrator and my principal, who immediately removed me from the classroom, and they read a letter to me about being put on administrative leave, that there had been a complaint made against me, and that an investigation would follow. And then they marched me to the edge of the school property and said not to return until they had completed their investigation. And
so you're suspended right now,
yes.
Mr. Shelton. Are
Yes.
you suspended without pay? Can I ask you that?
No, I was placed on administrative leave,
Okay.
which is a sort of dodge so that they can claim it's not a disciplinary action.
Let me go to David Pivtorak, who's joining us as well, representing you. Can you explain again the legal process now? What is it that you and your client are seeking in this moment?
Well, so, how you explained in your last segment, the Second Amendment was meant to protect the First, which is the one that we are talking about. The First is the most fundamental right that Americans have, which is to go to the government and to ask them to change policies that they think are illegal or immoral. And school teachers don't lose that right when they show up to a school board meeting or write an op-ed to the newspaper saying, school board, you need to change these policies which are dangerous and immoral. And with the school taking away his job from him because he spoke out publicly as a private citizen is a violation of this most fundamental First Amendment right. And at this point, we wrote them a letter. We asked them to rescind the administrative leave, to put him back in his classroom, and to issue a public apology, because the principal said some pretty nasty things about him to the community. And we asked for that public apology. They blew the deadline. And so now we're getting ready to file a First Amendment case against the school. And we've actually started a Give, Send, Go to help Ray raise legal fees to help us in this fight. So we would just ask people if they would just go to the Give, Send, Go and contribute. We'd appreciate it very much.
So let's also discuss something else that the principal brought up that was at that school board meeting. It was something about a meme. At the board meeting, you held up 4 Progress pride flags that were arranged in a pattern that some are saying looked like a swastika. Now, this is a very common meme on social media. It's meant to criticize progressives. Is this in any way related to your suspension? Can you further elaborate on what exactly this meme means?
Well, first, just a quick correction. I did not hold up any meme in any way, shape, or form. I did have the meme with me, along with some medical studies, to share with the board on the assumption I would have time to explain my position. Unfortunately, they only gave me 60 seconds, so I was never able to do that. However, this meme is meant to suggest that there are parallels, ideological parallels, between transgender ideology and Nazism. That is, they're both authoritarian ideologies which seek to silence their opposition, which seek authoritarian control over education and so forth. What occurred actually was another teacher in the room saw my stack of papers and my medical studies and this meme as I was deciding what material to use. And they asked me what it meant. And so I just simply showed it to them, and they took a picture.
I got
Right,
you.
you just tried to show them.
You didn't have much time.
Yeah.
We don't have much time, is why I got to jump out of the segment, but we do appreciate the time. Keep us updated again, looking for that apology to be reinstated, to be back with your teaching again. We appreciate Ray Shelton, David Pivtorak joining us live here at National Report. Thank you both, gentlemen. Good luck to you.